The people who voted for Donald Trump, aka MAGA, are now regretting their votes, and that is the best side of TikTok that I ended up on in the past week. So here's part 2 of all the people with all their regrets.
Is that even the same girl? I can't even tell.
And they're breaking my family apart.
Buenas noches.
Still waiting for America to be made great again. It's been what, since January? I voted for him, guess what? Both times. Both times. Forgot. What the fuck am I gonna do with a Trump phone? I don't need another phone bill. We didn't get a stimulus. We didn't get a dose check. We didn't get no debt relief. No help for rent. No help for your mortgage. No help for groceries. They won't raise our wages. They won't lower prices. We're fucking drowning in debt. And guess what we get? We get a Donald Trump phone. A fucking...
Give me that.
I'm making this video because I voted for Trump, and a lot don't think we have the same Donald Trump that we had circa 2016 to 2020. This is not the same man. Somewhere along the way, he lost his way. To deny help to tornado victims. Then I heard he denied further assistance from FEMA to North Carolina. This is not the man we voted for. If you are upper middle class or below, I don't see how any of us are... And how
you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
How are you guys handling this? Because I can't. Like, they are hunting us down like animals.
I voted for Trump 2 times. And I probably will vote for him a 3rd time. I will vote for him a 3rd time. A small business owner who is completely getting rocked by the import taxes, the tariffs. I went from a 2.5%.
That's a cult member right there, folks.
28.5%.
I'm gonna vote for him again, even though my business is going under.
My business. I am barely surviving for the past 8 years. Was hoping that the current administration, since they greatly disapproved of increasing the tax from overseas, was going to do away with it, but they have not.
As a Hispanic, I voted for Donald J. Trump. Dude, I regret it so much, man.
I'm regretting not voting for Donald Trump.
Who voted for Donald Trump and now regret it.
A lot of people who were like me voted for Trump and have to account for that.
I regret voting for Trump.
So deeply regret my vote for Donald Trump.
I regret voting for Trump.
I was a dumbass, voted for Trump. It was the worst decision I ever made.
I've seen the light, and I got out of MAGA. A lot of us there have seen the light. We have deep regrets.
I feel guilty because I voted for Trump twice. I feel...
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
A fresh wave of polling has dropped, and it paints a pretty bleak picture for the White House. As we head into 2026, it seems a majority of Americans are not happy with the White House and their economic policies. For a president who has built his entire brand on being a master of prosperity and a great businessman, that is not a good look. So what's really going on? For years we were told that his signature policies, especially tariffs, were Trump's secret sauce for prosperity. But with grocery bills and utility prices climbing, a growing number of voters are saying those exact policies have backfired and hit them in their own personal wallets. Is there data to back that feeling up? Let's break down the numbers and see why so many people feel the country is worse off than a year ago. When you really break down the numbers, dig into the data, you see just how deep the economic dissatisfaction goes throughout all walks of life in the country at this point. While overall approval for the president hovers around 40%, the numbers on the economy are particularly rough, especially for a president who built his brand and his name on being a master of economic policy. A staggering 41% of Americans say that Trump's policies have hurt them personally. That's a massive 22-point jump from his first term, which shows a dramatic souring of public opinion. Only about 1/4 of the country says they are happy with Trump's economic policies.
You know what? I'm done. These damn tariffs are breaking me. My hours are gone, my checks are tiny, and nobody up there gives a damn about guys like me. I believed in him, and it hurts to admit it ain't helping me anymore.
Man, I've been holding on, trying to trust the process. But these tariffs, they're killing my contracts. I'm losing weeks of work at a time. I can't keep pretending this is good for my family. I'm tired of being the one who pays for it.
I can't do this anymore. My son's insulin just went up again. I can't afford it. I'm holding on, hoping things would get better, but they're not. I'm scared. I'm really scared for my kid. I really thought he'd help people like me, but it's all the same. My family's struggling, and I can't keep pretending this is helping anymore.
And this isn't just an issue with Democrats and independents. You can see the cracks starting to form within the Republican base. That same Fox News poll found that while most Democrats are unhappy with the economy, 39% of Republicans agree. People aren't just unhappy with the present, they are also worried about the future. 45% of Americans expect the economy to get even worse over the next year, compared to only 32% who think it will get better. That's the same 32%, may I remind you, that is the MAGA cult that will go along with Trump on anything he says or does. Even optimism among Republicans is showing signs of fading. The data is sending a clear signal. Americans are feeling the financial squeeze, and they are increasingly blaming the White House and its policies.
I voted for Donald Trump, and that is something that I am not proud of. I regret that vote every day. I am using this platform because I want others out there like myself to come forward. And I know they don't, because clearly you can look in my comment section. I am getting ripped apart. And I just wanted to make this video. I have been responding to a lot of you. And to the people who just come out and tell me I don't deserve forgiveness, I don't deserve this or that. I get it. I get it. You guys are really, really angry right now. But hopefully I can earn your trust back. I do plan to have my first protest June 14th. I am meeting Daria. She is another TikToker here, and she lives
She
right
looks like
close
every
by,
middle-aged
so
yoga
I'm
instructor
really looking
I've ever
forward
met.
to this. I am here to make a change, and
Where are her lips?
I would love to see this man impeached and out of office. So, if others want to come forward, please, we need you. We need you, and we need to hear your story. Remember, I love you guys, and you guys still matter. Go out there and win the day.
So I voted once for Donald Trump in 2016. I fell for the propaganda. I watched Fox News. I've learned that the right-wing media is nothing but a propaganda machine. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me every damn day, it's a cult.
And for just like the Republican voters, right, across America who maybe feel like, I've always voted Republican, what would you want to say to those folks?
Step over to your nearest mirror, look yourself in the eye, and ask yourself if the principles, the words, the actions, the behaviors of this administration are actually in line with the teachings of Jesus Christ. Jesus would have stood with the vulnerable and marginalized. He would not have deported them. He would not have persecuted them. He would, he literally stood with the prostitutes and the lepers and the poor, and he wasn't out there selling, saying, Peter, let me, I'm not going to do any more miracles unless you, invest in my Jesus meme coin. He was literally serving the poor. Yeah. These people in Washington, D.C. associated with this MAGA GOP, all they're doing is exploiting the poor at the benefit of the billionaires. All of them got to go. Every single sitting Republican in the United States needs to be primaried. What we've seen is an increase of, white supremacy. That's all it is. Point blank, hatred, white supremacy. We got to get these people out of here if we're going to survive this country intact.
The economic anxiety is causing more than just bad poll numbers. It's putting real stress on the coalition that put the president in power. His base was never one single group. It's a mix of different groups with different reasons for voting for him. And it looks like some of them are reaching their breaking point. The voters who were most skeptical, maybe they held their nose and voted for him on the promise of a better economy, and they believe that, are the ones feeling the most buyer's remorse. They were promised stability, but they're living through consequences of decisions and policies that are making their lives even more difficult. We can see this regret in the polling, when nearly 40% of registered Republicans are telling pollsters the country's moving in the wrong direction. It's a huge red flag. These voters aren't necessarily running to the other side, but they are showing signs of distancing themselves from the policies that are bringing them and the rest of the country real pain. The official defense of these policies is what you expect. It's short-term pain for long-term gain. And Americans need to hang tough for the sake of the larger economic battle. But that argument is falling on deaf ears, especially when it feels like the pain isn't being felt equally amongst the populace. We are in a K-shaped economy where for the top 10%, wealth is going up, and the bottom 90% wealth is going down. The argument that voters should focus on other things like immigration is also missing the mark. Again, polls show that a commanding 70% of voters say the economy is their number one issue. When your core issue was to make people's lives better economically, and 41% of the country says you actually have made it worse, you have failed on the terms you set for yourself. The narrative of populist champion for the forgotten man starts to fall apart under the weight of the average person not being able to afford their groceries.
No one deserves to go through something like this behind bars. He has lived in Florida for more than half his life and worked for the same construction job for many decades. Every day that goes without him here is a day lost forever. This is about being human, about love, connection, and presence. The one thing he needs the most is the one thing that we're being kept from giving him, which is us. I feel that it would be immoral and inhumane to let a man who is suffering, who is terminally ill, spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation. Please don't let him die in a cell. Please don't let his vital memories be of those of pain and isolation. The American flag stands for compassion, kindness, liberty, and justice for all. We're all human, and today I'm asking for one human act of compassion to please let my dad come home.
My vote, again, is to deny the request for conditional medical release.
When I voted for Trump, I supported the very system that allows this kind of cruelty to happen. I've spent the last few days reflecting, and I feel like I came through some sort of revelation. I questioned my beliefs, my choices, and my role in all of it. My vote wasn't just a mistake, it was the ultimate betrayal of the very people that I come from. I feel like living in South Florida, surrounded by Republican voices, I was brainwashed into thinking I was one of them. I fell for the propaganda, the normalization of cruelty, and I believed the lies that gave me a false sense of security and belonging. I was convinced that voting for Trump was for the economy or against crime, when in reality I was supporting a man and a movement that dehumanizes people. He basically built his platform on targeting immigrants, spreading hate, and pushing policies that ultimately broke families apart. I regret my vote so deeply, and if I could go back and change it, I would. I'm reading, listening, learning, and unlearning everything that I thought I knew. And to anyone who is feeling the same regret as I am, I want you guys to know that there's still a way for us to move forward, but it starts with honesty first. To every single person who has been affected by the choice that I made, I am so sorry. A lot of you aren't going to forgive me, and I'm really not expecting anyone to, but I just want everyone to know that I'm going to move forward with more compassion, continue educating myself, and fight for those who can't fight for themselves.
And in her case, she voted for Trump on the economy, and it affected her sick father's life, his actual life, and she is completely regretting it. As 2026 gets underway, the great MAGA economic project is facing a serious crisis of legitimacy. The story isn't about a soaring stock market anymore. The story told poll after poll is one of deep disapproval for Trump's policies, driven by the real-world consequences of the administration's policies. A clear majority of Americans feel the country is on the wrong track, and they're connecting that feeling directly to the economic policies implemented over the past year. Many believe these policies aren't just failing to help, but they are actually making their lives financially worse. This feeling has exposed real fractures within the conservative coalition and has started a quiet but noticeable backlash. The promise of MAGA was a richer, stronger America. But for millions of voters, the reality is an economy that feels rigged and a future that feels more uncertain than ever. The big question as we look toward the midterms is whether this is a trend that will continue or the White House will find a way to turn things around between now and November. What do you think? Are you feeling the pinch from these policies? Is the media telling the right story? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you appreciate deep dives that go beyond the media and into the data, go ahead and hit subscribe, like, share, and hit that bell button. And if you like this video, watch this video next. See you next time on the Spin Cycle.